No, no. Little thought for Purim of the Hebrew year 782 Hey Tav Shin Pei Beis, which is acronym for Tinokos Shel Beis Purim. If you got it, you got it. But give you a little clue for if you need that head start. There's the concept of Tinokos Shel Beis Rabban, the tinokot, the infants, the young children that learn by their Rebbe, which is a very, very holy concept. In their merit, the whole world stands. That's tinokot shel beis rabban. And on Purim, there's a custom all over the world. The Haredim, the Torah observant, make yeshivas to encourage Torah studies, and they call them yeshivas Mordechai Atzadik. They call it the yeshiva of Mordechai, and so forth. So this year, the acronym of the Hebrew year 782 is Tinokos Shel Beis Purim. We're all like young children learning Purim, which is amazing. And the Daf Yomi, the daily page of the Talmud, they're learning Yavamot, which you could invert the letters, an anagram of Besume, of getting drunk. You have to just switch one a taf to a shin, which is something that's done often, and you get to get drunk. And that's what they're learning on today, and I expounded on that in Hebrew on my blog. Anyhow, little idea about learning about Purim. If you think about the great miracle of Purim, what happened? There was crazy tyrannical government, genocidal, and thank God the forces of sanity prevailed, and instead of killing everybody and doing crazy things that Achashverosh was doing and Haman wanted to do, so sanity prevailed, and Esther and Mordechai took over. So it's a great. It needed a great miracle for this to happen, but really, it's amazing that it didn't happen in the first place without any miracles. You have a person like Mordechai Atzadik, a person that knew 70 languages. He knew 70 languages fluently, right? And and what did he not know? To be in the Sanhedrin, he is a master of the whole Torah, which encompasses all the knowledge in the world. He was, when the state of Israel was formed, they offered Einstein to be the president. They thought that this is the smartest guy in the world. They thought. I mean, there were many Torah scholars that were much smarter, but here's someone that's a great genius. So they said we should make him president. So he was very smart, and he said no way. But if throughout the ages in Spain, there were always kings that took advantage of the Rambam, of the great Torah scholars. They realized that these people are very, very smart and talented, and they gave them positions to take advantage of that. So the real novelty here is what was going on in the first place, that they didn't take care to take Mordechai in charge and have some sanity. And really, that's what's going on in the world today. Most of the world leaders, from what I understand, are old people without children, and they have a very, very negative outlook on the world. And some of them are senile, some of them are tyrannical, as we're seeing, and some of them are globalists, the climate change. They're willing to destroy the whole amazing, the highest point in civilization, where there's such great wealth and affluence and everything so beautiful. They're willing, and they're doing this. They're destroying the whole world to make the world 1 degree different. Even that is a big if, because many countries aren't going to go along, and they're going to pollute anyway much more, and that's where they're getting the energy from, the countries that are polluting, and they're not providing it themselves. And they're willing to destroy the whole world to change 1 or 2 degrees of the world, and 1 or 2 volcanoes can change it for them anyway. So it's absolute madness, and the COVID madness, having the whole world put on papers in front of their mouth, which they know it's it's pathetic to put a piece of paper in front of your mouth, and whoever's dictating, whether it's the leaders of the countries or whether it's the big pharma or the big tech, whoever's making these decisions for the masses, it's complete lunacy, and the people themselves chose it. It's not like these people came into power by themselves. The people want this, and this madness is going on. And really, you would think if there was some sanity, they won't do this. Put someone in charge. Pick people that have that have sense, common sense, logic, and they're not corrupt, and all they had to do was keep the things going. Everything was going beautiful in the world, but no, they have to destroy everything. And you really need like a miracle of Purim to in that madness just to retain sanity, sensibility. This is the miracle of Purim, and it's haftacha. It's a guarantee. It says in the Megillah that the days of Purim will not pass over. They'll always be with us. So this is something that Hashem guarantees, that even though the tendency of man is to put government over themselves, whatever form of government it is, whether it's big companies or political leaders, but this tendency happens again and again to put people in power, or sometimes the people take the power themselves. They conquer, or whatever, however they get it. They grab the power for themselves, and this happens all the time, and they destroy the world with or they take over the world in a tyrannical fashion, and the miracle of Purim is that every once in a while Hashem Yisborach restores sanity. Not saying nothing miraculous. Mordechai didn't start doing open miracles, but the king that was living this crazy life of taxing everybody and searching for sleeping with all the women, he was given a successor, a Jewish grandson. That's the worst punishment, right? That's what we're punishing all the people that are fighting against Nanach, that their children and the grandchildren will be Nanach. So Hashem set that in place, and instead of Haman, we have Mordechai to run things properly, and then sanity is restored. No big miracles, but this is the biggest miracle. Just that we have some sanity, and Bezrat Hashem. In this year, when we're Tinochas Shel Beis Purim, when we're learning Purim, we should see this already in this year. This year's Shvius this is a Shemitah year, very special year, especially to be in Israel this year is amazing. Baruch Hashem, be by a holy place. We have here Rabbi Kiva and the Ramchal and the Kinneret and many other great tzaddikim. Baruch Hashem. So this is a thought that I'm thinking for Purim this year, that we're going to be learning about Purim, to restore sanity in the leadership levels, just to do things that are so simple, just so simple and basic and common sense. And almost all the leaders of the world, free world, the other world, it's all slavery now. Despite all their power and positions, the Hashem Yisborach will put people in place that will restore the sanity and common sense, and Bezrat Hashem, that just is the greatest blessing. That's the greatest blessing, that we'd be able to live, with logic and sense, and succeed to serve Hashem with more happiness and joy and ecstasy. More Torah study, more praying, more love, more kindness, More Nanach, Nachman, you man. Happy Purim, Nanach.